Ten Hag names his 2 most valuable players, and guys, do you know who they are? Be in here onto the United Matters channel, and I'm going to be delivering them to you and revealing them to you in open daylight. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Why we are calling in for you to subscribe is simple. We are left with 100 subscribers to hit 12,000 subscribers. So guys, please go ahead, do the needful, subscribe, and let's hit 12,000 subscribers before the end of this week, because I know 100 subscribers are really little according to the traffic that we do get onto this channel. Now we are talking about Facundo Pellistri. Fabrizio Romano is going to hate to drop something about the future of Facundo Pellistri at Manchester United. And lastly, shockingly, as the Qataris and Sheikh Jassim Al Thani are really too quiet as far as the takeover of United are concerned, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has thrown in another stone. He has gone ahead to appoint the head of football business at Manchester United, if at all he's been given the mandate to take over Manchester United. So does that mean that he's sure he has been given the job or has been given the club? All that and more into the comment section below. Not in the comment section below, in the next conversation that you are going to be following here onto this channel. Rokan David is my name, guys, and let's get into the 2 most valuable players that Erik ten Hag is gonna hate to name in the United squad. In his own words, he has been speaking to Manchester United TV, and this is what he had said on Eriksen and Casemiro. It is obvious and clear they are 2 very valuable players for us. We all know how important the midfield department is, and what we had to do over several games was find a balance, and then it's not easy at this stage of the season. Now, he's naming his most valuable players of the season, all of his team, that is Eriksen and Casemiro. And as you've always known that games of football are won and lost in the midfield, obviously we've not been the same ever since Eriksen left and ever since Casemiro also followed Eriksen. Eriksen had an injury on the 15th of February, right? Sorry, 15th of January, when you're playing into the 5th round of the FA Cup that saw us knock out Reading by 3-1. Then, after going away, then guess who was red carded again? It was Casemiro. 4 games, he's not playing these games, and he's only going to return on the game of Sevilla and then play the weekend when you're playing Nottingham Forest away from home. That is Casemiro for you. So Ten Hag has gone ahead to name his most valuable players of the field of play, and I think no one is doubting this, because you know, even if you're having Rafael Varane, you're having Lisandro Martinez, and our midfield is porous, you know, you have nothing to save. That's it. You know, the quality of every player depends on where he plays. But if at all you're having Casemiro and Eriksen, that is too much quality in the midfield. You know, they can start for any team in the world. Let it be Barcelona, let it be Real Madrid, let it be PSG, let it be Inter Milan, let it be Napoli, let it be Liverpool, let it be Arsenal, let it be Man City. Those 2 players I'm talking about, they can easily compete with the players that play into the midfield positions of those teams I'm going to hate to mention. It shows you that their quality is really unmatched at Manchester United. No one can come close to those players. I think the only player that can come into the quality of those is only Sabitzer, especially when he's playing into the Eriksen role. That's it. If at all he goes used to the Premier League, I think he would have reached that level of being the Eriksen level, because he's a very good player. There is nothing that Eriksen does that Sabitzer can't do. That's it. The only difference is that Sabitzer has a very high intensity and Eriksen doesn't have that intensity. But the rest of the things, they are almost the same. And the other difference is Eriksen is really a player who has been playing the Premier League for very many years, and for Sabitzer, it's his first season in the Premier League. And I think he's really having lots of problems to cap up with the league. That's why the manager is not playing him in the double pivot anymore. He's playing him as a central attacking midfielder into that position. So, to me, I think Ten Hag is right. You might talk about Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez, David De Gea, Marcus Rashford, but look, all of those players have been up on the field of play when these two have been away and we've been struggling. Now, wait the game of Thursday. We are playing against Sevilla in the UEFA Europa League quarterfinal. You are going to see the difference that United is going to bring on the field of play, because we are going to be having good players in the double pivot, and we are going to be passing that ball left, right, and center. Remember, Eriksen left when he had really created 7 assists and he put in 3 goals. You get? So he had close to 11 goal involvements before he really got an injury. That is Christian Eriksen for you. So to me, I see him as one of the most important players, and Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to hit the nail on its top. Now, let's go to the other point proving that Eriksen is one of the most important players in the squad of Manchester United, and what he does, no other player does it better than him. Ten Hag also does that on Christian Eriksen. He's always composed on the ball, and you can always find him in the progress of the game. He has key actions and key passes, the final pass that brings a lot to the team. Obviously, people have gone ahead to talk about assists of Eriksen this season, but have they talked about the secondary and third assists that have resulted into United getting a goal? People don't talk about that because they only talk about the assist and the goal scorer. But do you look at the build-up play, those line-breaking passes? Remember the game we played against Arsenal, that pass he plays through the central axis to find Bruno. Bruno made a run, followed by Magalhaes. Bruno kept going. The ball went to Sancho. The referee said play on, and then Sancho played in Rashford. Rashford lays it to Anthony, and Anthony goes in for curling effort into the lower right bottom corner, and it counted. So, and there are very many scenarios like those that Eriksen has gone ahead to produce moments of magic through his key actions and key passes, and obviously that second final pass that is really line splitting into the area of the opponent. So to me, I think the manager is really spot on. Now on Casemiro, he has gone ahead and really defended him again and said and showed us how important this player is to the team of Manchester United. He said, he was asked about whether these games that Casemiro has gone ahead without playing are helping him rest. He said rest is not an advantage for players like Casemiro because he needs the rhythm from training and games, so he misses that. But luckily, he played for Brazil versus Morocco. We are lucky we played 3 games in 6 days, so he has not missed that much. So Ten Hag says it would have been bad for Casemiro to see that he spends close to 2 weeks without playing a competitive game of football, meaning that he's resting for like a week. When we returned after they played against Morocco, we returned last week, and obviously we played against Newcastle on Sunday. Then on Wednesday we played, on Saturday we are playing, meaning that his games are going to be over in a space of 1 week, meaning that on Thursday he's going to be back to play the game of football, and the manager is hinting about him lacking much fitness. If at all it would have gone ahead to extend to 2 weeks without United playing those 4 games, it would have been ugly for Casemiro because he would have been missing out on what we call match fitness levels. So Ten Hag is hinting on those 2 players as being the most valuable players of the team. And I've always come out and said it here that Casemiro is the most important player of the team. But the best informed player of the team this season is Marcus Rashford. That's it. So there is a difference between being most important and being the most informed player. The most informed player, obviously right now, is Marcus Rashford. He's firing all cylinders and he's really doing it great at Manchester United, and obviously everyone is loving the job that he's doing at the club of Manchester United. But most important players, Casemiro, Eriksen, Varane, Lisandro Martinez, David De Gea. I think Marcus Rashford comes like 6th No, he doesn't even come 6th. I think Bruno comes into that ilk, and obviously Marcus Rashford comes next, because I believe if you are having Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez, and David De Gea, even if you front any 5 players that you want on the field of play, they'll play very well. Even if you say you are playing Pellistri as a right winger, Sancho as the left winger, Weghorst leading the line, Malacia as the left back, Bissaka as the right back, magic will happen according to me. So I believe that Ten Hag has been right, and obviously he has gone ahead to say it out clear that these two players are the most important players of Manchester United, because games of football are won and lost in the midfield. That's it. Then let's go to Facundo Pellistri. Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to drop a hint about him. He has told us that Manchester United have clear in mind the plan to Facundo Pellistri. A new contract, understand direct talks with his agents will take place this month. Ten Hag and the board are very happy with his development. New long term will be discussed by the board very soon. To me, I want to see him really getting that deal. Then he gets loaned into the Premier League. I don't want to see him into the what is it called, the Championship, and I don't want to see Ten Hag and the technical team loaning him outside the Premier League. He has shown us that he can thrive against Premier League teams amidst him having a low center of gravity, and then we should go ahead and really sell him to teams like Burnley. I think if you told Vincent Kompany that you are getting you Facundo Pellistri, he'll love him, because those are the kind of players that he believes in. Because for Vincent Kompany, he just finds himself in a position of playing players who have talent first. He doesn't mind the size, and they've just qualified for the Premier League today. So I think if I'm Manchester United and the agent of Facundo Pellistri, I'll be talking to Vincent Kompany, telling him, please, can this player fit into your team in the Premier League next season? I think Vincent Kompany will take him any day. Let's hope, if at all it happens that way, he won't be affected like how Tuanzebe was affected at Aston Villa when Steven Gerrard came in through and said, I'm not going to promote a player of Manchester United because he has that natural bony head on Manchester United, as he was a Liverpool player, and the rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester United. So I think giving him a deal is okay, and it puts him in a situation of really being one of those players that we've gone ahead to really see him develop. Because very soon, if we let these players develop like Pellistri, Amad Diallo, you'll find that in the next 2 years from now, we won't be going in for wide wingers, because we'll be having these players. They are all 20, 21 years of age, and there is no reason of keeping them not into our squad, because they've proven that they're really great and they've gone ahead to do very, very well at Manchester United. When his contract expires in 2025, meaning that he's left with 2 years on his contract, and United, I think, want to add some more 3 years, such that 1 year they really loan him is compensated, and plus one other option here for the team of Manchester United. So his contract expires in 2025, and United are looking forward to really rewarding him a contract, and obviously that contract will come with an improvement in salary, because it's going to have to improve and really impress Erik Ten Hag, and Ten Hag is having him as one of those players he would love to see brought on every game in his entire career at Manchester United. Lastly, let's talk a little bit of the takeover at Manchester United. I've been having very many questions, but luckily enough today, I've landed on the story coming in from the camp of Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is really fighting to take the club with Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, having not gotten a source from Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, because we expected a reply or a statement that is official from the Rain Group, that are the brokers for the Glazers to sell Manchester United this week, and obviously it has elapsed, no update, meaning that next week is when we expect any update. But after that not happening, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, he has his team known as Nice in France, has gone ahead and told us that Jim Ratcliffe has appointed sports director Jean-Claude Blanc. He would have huge Manchester United role if bid is successful. Blanc has previously worked at Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain. Now, when you talk about going in for the people that have gone ahead to really do the needful, he's one of those people that's gonna head that's gonna hate to do the needful and obviously bring maybe a lot of joy to the football fraternity. But him appointing him and being reported by L'Equipe, it's a confirmation that it's the source of Sir Jim Ratcliffe really giving them the story, because it's coming in from France and he has a very huge influence and base in France, so he has to use the L'Equipe to put out that story. But to me, I believe it's too early for him to start making appointments, because him making appointments is like a confirmation that he has really taken over the club of Manchester United. Is he doing it for formality or not? We are waiting and see, because it sends me a little bit in worry, because Sheikh Jassim Al Thani and the Qataris have been really quiet for a very long time, close to 2 weeks. Nothing is coming out from their camp, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe is trying to put out stories every week that are really trying to convince the fans of United on how he wants to go ahead and really put in the team. But I think this story is contradicting with the story that came in from the Times that is looking at Paul Mitchell to bring him at the club of Manchester United. So guys, your thoughts on Ten Hag's most valuable players are welcome in the comment section below. Do you think Casemiro and Eriksen are the most valuable players of Erik Ten Hag? All that and more into the comment section below. What do you think about Facundo Pellistri with a very well detailed plan that United is going to hate to lay to see to it that they tie him on a longer contract and secure his future? And lastly, do you think Sir Jim Ratcliffe is really convinced that he's going to take over Manchester United after him appointing his head of football matters at Manchester United or sports director at United? Thank you guys for watching it through. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later, my Muslim friends. Ramadan Kareem. Ciao, ciao. My lovelies, because you guys are the ones that really make me stand out.